I've been watching The Amazing Digital Circus, and I fall in love with the character writing and drama. Now, my initial plan was to wait for the series to finish and then do a series of in-depth character deep dives afterwards, but I want to talk about the show now. So I've decided to create this mini-series where I split the show into thirds. That way I can do some character analysis and talk about the show without needing to wait for its conclusion. There are two things I want to preface before I begin. This is not a recap, and there's an assumption you've at least watched the episodes I'm going over, which will be the pilot and episodes 2 and 3. I'm also looking at each character episode by episode with the mindset of someone who's watching the show from the start with no prior viewer experience. So yes, I'm well aware that this perspective of some characters viewed early on drastically changes as the show goes on, but I'll be pretending I've never seen this show before for the series, so please keep that in mind. The series starts by introducing the newest member of the circus, a random jester called Pomni. That's not a real name, that's literally just what she's called.
What's my name?
Don't you worry your little head. Your new name can be anything. What do you think of...
I don't...
You're right, terrible. Let's try that again. What do you think of Pomni?
Sure.
Let's just say she's not taking the news of being trapped here well. That might be downplaying it a little bit. There's barely any moment where this poor girl isn't about to snap.
Thank goodness this is all a dream, right, Pomni?
Right now, her main priority is to get out of Dodge. This intense desire to leave, along with her stress, does cause her to make some poor choices. For starters, after her and Ragatha are ambushed by an abstracted Kaufmo, she goes full-on survival mode and ditches her to escape.
I'm sorry!
But to give her credit, the moment she knows she's lost the creature, she does go back to check on Ragatha. Showing that while she might not make the best decisions while under extreme emotional distress, she's not devoid of empathy. And to her credit, before she was tempted by the false exit door, she was making a genuine effort to help Ragatha despite having just met her.
Hello? Kane? We have a bit of an issue here!
Granted, she did abandon her, again, but even then, I don't think this makes her a bad person, just a person that made bad choices because of external factors. Look at it from her perspective. She's been forcibly put into this unfamiliar and overstimulating situation, one that she now knows can be dangerous too. So it's no surprise that when she saw a way out, she would take it. And to defend her even more, she does look ashamed of herself for abandoning Ragatha. Needless to say, she's not taking her situation well. Ragatha just wants to help Pomni get accustomed to the digital circus. The moment she meets her, she's trying her best to comfort and make Pomni feel welcomed.
Let's just try to calm down. Everything's gonna be okay, new stuff. We've all been through this. You just need to get your head
While also trying to ease the news that they're trapped forever.
How do I, leave?
Well, don't freak out about it or anything, but, we don't exactly...
And for a good reason too. Well, aside from just being a good person. Anyone who mentally breaks ends up abstracting. This is what happened to Kaufmo and many others before him. This does explain why she's understanding towards Pomni leaving her for dead at first.
I didn't know what to do.
It's okay!
And at most only appears to be slightly disappointed in her towards the end of the episode. She knows that everything is overwhelming, and that a main reason Pomni left her the first time was just because she was scared. And I'm going to hazard a guess that when she was first trapped herself, she too was desperate to escape. So while she might be upset with what Pomni did, she has some understanding for why she did it. The way she describes abstraction makes it easy to tell that this situation is stressful for her too.
You start to realize that you really can't leave, and constantly chasing an unattainable goal will start driving you a bit crazy. And eventually you get to asking what the point of anything is, and you completely lose sight of who you are and why you're even alive, and when you reach your breaking point, something really terrible can happen.
It's just that she's been around long enough to be used to it by now. I would also assume that her fear of people abstracting causes her to be extra sensitive and supportive of people in hopes of preventing it, causing her to front an optimistic, upbeat personality to hide or suppress her own stress. Kane is the ringleader of the circus, and right now, it's hard to tell where his morals lie. While it is true he controls the circus and what goes along within it, he's not omniscient and can miss stuff.
Oh no! Someone's venturing out into the void! They'll get totally spoiled!
He's also adamant on making sure the people trapped are happy and entertained, even giving Pomni a welcome tour, and attempting to start her off with an easy adventure.
Since you're new around here, we're gonna make it a simple, in-house adventure to warm you up to how things work around here.
It's hard to tell if he's just an AI that's doing his best to accommodate these humans trapped in this world, but has no control over their imprisonment, or they're his playthings. It might be a mix of both. Jax is just a sarcastic bully whose main victim is Gangle.
He's first. No, wait, why would I say that?
But he's not above tormenting Ragatha either.
I may have left something in your room today, so let me know if you find it. You're not afraid of centipedes, are you?
Jax! That's literally my only fear. Why would you do this?
And while Ragatha was attempting to ease Pomni into the situation, Jax just pulled the band-aid right off, and makes no attempt to sugarcoat their situation in the slightest.
How do I, leave?
We don't exactly...
You can't.
He also just abandoned Ragatha and Pomni to deal with Kaufmo.
I'm gonna head out. See ya.
And now some rapid fire. Gangle appears to be anxious, and her mood is reflected with her mask. It seems as if her happy mask is broken. She can't be happy until she gets a new one.
They broke my comedy mask.
Kinger's not entirely there,
An insect collection?
I think it's a nest.
and Zubal's moody.
If anyone needs me, then off. Oh god, oh Jesus!
Don't worry, in later episodes they do get focused, and I will have much more to talk about. Pomni is about to go on another wacky adventure, which leads to a crocodile having an existential crisis. Pomni's still not used to things, and now thanks to knowing and seeing the consequences of abstractions, she now has this new fear that she might abstract at any time. But despite this fear, she appears to be more adapted to things now. Granted, she's still confused, but at least she doesn't look like she's on the verge of snapping.
So we figured the best way to go head-to-head with them is to give you a war rig of your own.
Ooh, violence.
What time period is this supposed to be again?
It makes sense. Everything is out of her control, but all she can do is grin and bear it. Otherwise, she'll stress herself out too much and abstract like Kaufmo did. Ironically, this fear of abstracting has probably helped her keep her safe from abstraction, but it could lead to abstraction if she isn't careful and stresses about it far too much. On a less dour note, she's ingenuitive, finding a way to escape an out-of-bounds portion of the map utilizing a glitch in the system she had accidentally discovered beforehand. And she's generally kind-hearted. She's there for Gummigoo during his existential crisis, and makes sure to let him know that despite being an NPC, he's real to her.
I guess I just don't want you to feel like you're nothing. I don't want anybody to feel like that.
She even considers him a friend.
I could use a friend.
A friend? You're a strange little character. Suppose I could give it a try.
I think the reason she was able to bond with Gummigoo so quickly was because they're both going through a similar crisis. Pomni is coming to terms with potentially being trapped until she dies, if she even has that mercy, and while she is controlling herself better, that doesn't mean she's fully accepted what's happened, and Gummigoo has just realized his whole life is meaningless.
My life, my memories, my friends. It's all fake.
It's not exactly what she's going through, but she can empathize with the shock and emotional consequences of such a sudden change. And beyond Gummigoo, she also gains a better perspective of the other members of the circus.
Hey, you at least want to join us for Kaufmo's funeral?
Seeing them hold a funeral for Kaufmo shows her that they do care about each other, and I think it lets her realize that she's not alone as she once thought. Ragatha is still the kind person from the previous episode. She's even nice to the NPCs in Kane's adventure,
Your kingdom's awesome, by the way. Love the vibe.
I like you already.
and willingly plays along, partially to help Pomni get accustomed to things,
Look, Pomni, we're already friends with the princess.
I'm not a child, you don't have to hype me up.
but the attitude of treating NPCs as people persists even when they're separated.
Are you sure they disappeared? It wasn't that they fell off or something?
I can't say for sure, but yes, definitely.
Her relationship with Pomni, however, is awkward to say the least. Ragatha starts the episode by letting Pomni know she's forgiven her actions from last time, but the delivery makes it sound more like she's making excuses for Pomni, not that she forgives them herself.
Oh, and don't worry about the whole abandoning me for the exit thing. It's perfectly understandable what you were going through at the time, and there's no hard feelings. You're all good.
I don't think she's holding a grudge or anything, and there is a moment where she becomes slightly vulnerable with Kinger about her concerns for Pomni and how rocky their relationship is.
She still seems really upset about what happened yesterday. I don't think she really likes me that much.
Showing that she does want to have a genuine bond with Pomni and does care about her. I just think the situation they're in made her rush forgiving what Pomni put her through when she obviously needed a bit more time to process it first. Jax is somehow more of a shit than last time.
God, that just sounds like murder.
Is it really murder if it's delicious? Answer me that.
You make a great point.
Sure, he was already a bully, but now he's out here blackmailing Gangle.
Or I'll tell Ragatha about the figurine thing.
And he doesn't seem to treat the others any better.
We could
Gotta be assertive. Like this!
Hey! Jax!
Ah, that's perfect! Just hold that pose. I gotta get something.
Jax, you...
If he's not tormenting the other members, he's tormenting the NPCs.
Oh, hey! Maybe I didn't leave the gate unlocked for nothing after all.
What? I thought he was dead! You still did that?
Okay, wait. You did what now?
Well, love to help you again sometime. Bye!
A saving grace is that even though he was the only one who skipped Kaufmo's funeral, it seemed because he didn't want to be vulnerable, not that he didn't care about Kaufmo, which at least indicates there is more to him, but for now, he's a menace. Quick little lightning round before we wrap things up.
Can you repeat the question? I couldn't hear you over the knives.
Kinger is still crazy, but shows a surprising amount of lucidity at one point, even giving Ragatha some much needed emotional support.
I don't think she really likes me that much.
It's a lot for anybody to go through. Don't take it too personally. I remember how long it took for you to adjust.
Oh, yeah. I'm surprised you remember that.
Zubul has better things to do, and Gangle's apparently into some kinky shit.
Or I'll tell Ragatha about the figurine thing.
And so I'm not repeating this for each character, judging by how they act during Kaufmo's funeral, all of them, even Jax to an extent, care about each other, and someone extracting is similar to that person dying. But enough about them. Gummigoo. For the designated villain of this adventure, he's a pretty stand-up guy. He's a patient leader who cares about and values his crew.
Boss, where have you been? We got fudged.
You don't want to know. Good to see you, lads.
And while he's the main antagonist, his goals are noble, only stealing in the first place to help feed his village.
She will. This much syrup would save hundreds of people.
We won't know for sure until we get back to the village.
And he loves his mama. He's not a bad person at all, just someone doing bad things for justifiable reasons. I gotta give credit to Kane. He made a compelling villain for this adventure. Yeah, that's the thing. Gummigoo isn't real. He's an NPC created specifically for this adventure, but Kane also cursed him to be fully sentient too. Which is why when he discovers he isn't real, he's able to grasp the truth of his existence and nearly has a panic attack over it. Because he gets to realize how insignificant everything in his life is. He's nothing more than a glorified toy created by Kane to entertain the trapped humans.
What does it matter? What do we have when you people leave? We're just obstacles. Created to be defeated and forgotten.
Everything about him is fabricated. His backstory, motivations, and character.
Where's Mum?
You have a mom?
Shouldn't she be here with everyone else? I can't even remember her face. Did she ever have a face? Was anything ever real?
Okay, wait.
All of it is to serve the narrative Kane had created for this adventure, and once that is over, he'll be put back in the box until he's needed again, if he is needed again. He wasn't and never will be real.
I don't matter in the slightest. I'm nothing.
Gummigoo really shows the existential horror of predestined fate, and the illusion of control.
What am I?
And while Pomni is able to help him process things and somewhat cheer him up again, Kane nonchalantly deleting him shows how tragically meaningless he is.
Oh, looks like one of these guys made it through.
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
A horror adventure and therapy await. Ragatha and Jax are given significantly less focus this episode, as it showcases Kinger, Zubul, and even Kane more. Ragatha is practically the same as always.
Oh, this place is spooky. I wonder how hard Kane's gonna go with the scare factor.
But we do get to see that she isn't a pushover, tying up and even gagging Jax when he becomes too much of a nuisance.
Sorry again about your husband killing you and everything.
Oh, you know how men are. Always having the silliest priorities.
Don't I know it?
Jax is still a jerk, and Gangle didn't do much.
Which door should we choose?
Not sure. Let's try this out.
Now onto the characters who got some focus this episode. Pomni's integrated with the group more and seems to be much more relaxed. I should clarify that this doesn't mean she's free of stress and anxiety, she's just adapted into her situation much better than she had before. She will still lose it if things become too much for her.
Okay, cool, that's great. I love these adventures.
It just takes a bit more stress for her to get to that point now. And this new mood isn't complacency, it's just way survival. She still wants to escape, and in one instance, she even compares the circus to hell.
Every day I spend here is one nightmare after the next. I knew it would end up like this. He just wants me to suffer. I really am in hell.
She hates it there and wants out. She also knows it's dangerous to think that way because if she lets things get to her too much, she could wind up attracting. That's the psychological horror of the digital circus. You aren't just trapped with no escape. You have to make sure that the situation doesn't get to you or else you'll face a fate potentially far worse than death. It's not even if you abstract, it's when you abstract, because there is no escape, not even in death. But hey, at least Pomni isn't alone in all of this. She does get to bond with Kinger, and this doesn't end nearly as tragically as her friendship with Gummigoo. It's still bittersweet as Kinger won't remember it.
If we leave and we go back to the circus, you're just gonna go back to being crazy. You're not gonna remember any of this, are you?
But the advice he gives her does positively impact her relationship with everyone. While she was getting closer to them, I would argue it was more akin to coworkers hanging out in the break room. Now it looks like she's willingly making more personal connections. She even goes to Ragatha to thank her for her hospitality and everything she's done to try and get her accustomed to the circus, showing not only a willingness to connect with her again, but also retroactively appreciate her attempts at making things seem better.
Ragatha,
Yeah?
I just want to say thanks for always being concerned about me. I feel like through everything, I haven't really been appreciative enough about that.
Pomni's character has changed from I'm alone in this hell to we don't have to be alone in this hell. Oh, that wacky Kinger has a pretty zany trait. If he's in the dark too long, he becomes more and more lucid until he's acting sane again. And during these moments, he goes from the joke panicky character to this emotionally mature and almost paternal figure.
Stay behind me.
This was briefly hinted at in the previous episode, with him giving Ragatha good advice with a bucket over his head, but now we get to see this side of him for a majority of an episode. And through this, both the viewers and Pomni learn about his past and character. It's revealed that he once had a wife in this digital circus, but lost her some time ago to abstraction. The way he describes her, it seems as if they had a healthy, loving relationship.
You had a wife? Like, here in the circus?
Yeah. She was funny, creative, really into entomology.
And he was even able to calm her down and safely touch her one last time when she had abstracted.
She wasn't the same as before, but she was calm enough to touch one last time before she got sent to the cellar.
I find it endearing that the reason he enjoys insects is because his wife's infatuation with them was so infectious, he started to love them too.
I used to hate bugs, but she somehow got me to like them.
It's sad enough he lost her, but considering the lesson he gives Pomni isn't to appreciate those around you, but instead to make them feel appreciated themselves.
In this world, the worst thing you can do is make someone think they're not wanted or loved.
I'm glad you're here with me.
It has me thinking that he feels responsible for his wife's abstraction. I even think her abstraction might be a metaphor for suicide, considering the lesson he gives Pomni is to make sure people feel seen.
I know how it can feel in this circus. Sometimes it all just feels pointless.
Yeah.
But it's not. Not if you have people who care about you. Good memories can do a lot. Hold on to them. And cherish the people around you. You never know when they'll be gone.
Zubul's finally got some focus after not really doing much the last few episodes. Not that she wasn't uninteresting, it's just the focus wasn't on them at the time, but now we get to see who they are beyond Moody. While everyone else is on an adventure, they're having a therapy session with Kane, so he can figure out what's wrong with them.
Zubul, I just want to get to the bottom of why you keep skipping all my amazing adventures. You could end up really hurting Bubbles' feelings.
It's body dysmorphia.
It's me, remember? I don't like myself. I hate this body. I hate all these stupid removable pieces. I just want to find something that feels good.
While I do think Zubul's experience can be a parallel to the trans experience, I think it also be taken as the experience people have with their own self-image. The bottom line is that they don't feel right in this body, despite being able to change aspects of it on a whim. Although I don't think the sentiment isn't shared with the others, I can't believe anyone is fully on board with being what they are, especially those like Gangle, whose entire personality seems to be influenced by their body's state. Kane's solution probably made things worse for Zubul. Instead of Kane listening to Zubul and trying to understand why they don't like their body, they just threw a bunch of interchangeable parts at them and said good luck.
Already solved! Simply swap out your undesirable Zubul parts for better ones!
I've been trying to find parts I like since the day I got here.
Zubul has been given so many choices, and I think they're going through something that's similar to decision fatigue, trying to find a perfect body. Unfortunately, I have to disregard Zubul slightly because I feel like any analysis of them will be based on my assumptions and not actually based on what I can be inferred by their character. I'm just glad I got to talk about Zubul beyond their moody. In fact, after seeing how dismissive Kane is towards them, and then making everything about him, I don't blame Zubul for acting the way they do. Walking definition of done with this bullshit.
Something different happens with each person. For instance, Zubul turns straight.
My limbs straighten up and f*** off.
Finally, we have Kane to wrap things up until the next batch of episodes.
Welcome back, my meowing milkmaids!
Don't ever call us that again.
The entire side plot is him talking to Zubul in an attempt to figure out why they don't like his adventures. It's too bad he doesn't have the emotional maturity to actually listen and not make it about himself.
Ugh, forget it! You're probably not even listening.
Zubul, look at this cool bee I drew!
But at least we get to see some of his insecurities. He's extremely self-conscious of his ability to create adventures, partially because it's the only thing he was made to do.
Zubul, 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 making adventures is my art! It's all I exist to do, all I'm good at.
And by how he's adamant on making an adventure Zubul will love, despite there being other humans there.
Where's Zubul? I made this adventure really cool and mature, just for them.
One of which doesn't seem to mind playing along.
Thanks again for the tea. I had a really nice time here.
Oh, don't mention it. Feel free to visit anytime.
Definitely.
He's also a people pleaser who can't be satisfied until everyone is happy with what he creates. But this attitude towards perfection makes sense when you realize Kane was seemingly created with a single purpose: entertain the humans with adventures. And like Gummigoo, who wanted to escape from this predestined fate, Kane welcomes it. And so, if he's not perfect at the one thing he was literally made for, he feels as if he has failed at the only thing he's good for. And unfortunately for everyone else, if he has a mental breakdown, he doesn't abstract, everything would just go to shit.
What you're saying could imply that I'm bad at the only thing I'm good at, and that... that'd be...
Whose therapy session is this again?
Oh yeah!
Well, I hope you enjoyed watching this quick analysis of the characters from the first 3 episodes of The Amazing Digital Circus. I will eventually make an in-depth deep dive into the characters after the series is over, and I will go over everything more thoroughly. But in the meantime, I hope you enjoyed this workaround and the next video in this series. Anyways, thanks for watching till the end.